Hey, come on in. Wow, look at you. It's one thing just walking by you on the street, but like face to face, all I can say is you've changed a lot. You're looking good though. So, thanks for coming by. I'm glad you were free today. Did you want tea or coffee or just water or anything? Glass of wine, maybe? Now that we're both old enough, I guess. Sorry, I won't be too infantilizing today. I know it must be weird hanging out with your ex-babysitter. Maybe for old time's sake we can play a game of Scrabble or something this afternoon. I'm just kidding, but if you want to, it's completely fine with me. I'm mostly just happy we have a chance to catch up. It's been, what? Wow, 10 years now since I last babysat you? So you probably haven't seen my place since then. Man. Your mom was always so trusting. I was only in middle school and she's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Babysit my kid. Well, we never got in too much trouble anyway. So, speaking of your mom, because I see her a lot more than I see you, and she told me that you were taking some time off after you graduated to work and just kind of chill out before going to school. That's good. I'm kind of jealous. Wish I took a break between high school and university. Oh, did your mom ever tell you what I ended up going to school for? She hasn't? She doesn't talk about me much? Well, I can only be a little bit offended, I guess. Well, I guess that just gives me more to talk about with you. So, originally I went to school for veterinary science, but quickly found out it really wasn't for me. Then I switched into journalism. After I finished that degree, I started working at this publishing house, and I've been editing there ever since. I never would have thought that's where I'd end up, but I really like it. It allows me to work from home a lot, too. So, you probably notice it's kind of messy. I'm always starting and stopping different hobbies, just to keep myself occupied when I'm having trouble with work. But what about you? Your mom never told me what it was you were specifically interested in going to school for. If at all. I mean, she just assumes that you'll be going to post-secondary, but that's not the only option out there. So tell me all about it. Nice. I feel like that'll work out for you. You were always a smart kid. Or at least determined. I don't know about your grades. Well, my grades were never that great, so I really can't judge on that front. That's one of the best things about being an adult. No one really cares what grades you get anymore. As long as you're able to smooth talk your way out of situations, you're pretty much safe. Wow. I hope you don't mind me just staring at you, but it's hard to imagine your face when you were a kid versus now. It's the same but so different at the same time. Do I look like that too? I must be such an old lady to you. I'm trying to think how many years older than you I am. Because I babysat you last time when you were 11, and I would have been 17? Okay, so 6 years then? But my birthday's in December, so Well, whatever. 6 years is nothing. Especially when you're like me, and life kind of slows to a halt after you turn 19. Not that I mind. Like I said, I like my job. I enjoy reading and writing and all that. And I have a ton of free time for other stuff. What kind of hobbies are you interested in? I'd imagine with all the time you have right now because you're not going to school, you must be up to something. And video games don't count. Hey, those are really cool. Having something that sparks your creativity really makes life better. It just helps keep your brain stimulated, I guess. I know for me, the first time I started sketching, even though I wasn't any good at it, it just really helped me calm down, get my ideas out in a completely different way than I was used to. And then going from that to painting, it's a lot of fun. Though it can get super expensive. I guess I'm lucky rent's pretty low in this area. Oh yeah, are you going to be sticking around town when you go to school, or are you going to be moving? You don't know yet? Yeah, fair enough. I guess deciding whether or not to commute, or if you want to live on campus or just close by, or if you're going to be doing like online school, or not even going to school in the first place. Whatever it is, I just hope that we can have more days like this where we hang out. And if you do end up moving, then I definitely have to come by and see your place. In fact, I'm happy to help you move. I may not be the strongest girl out there, but I'm sure I'll be helpful. So, how about other parts of your life? I know talking about the future can be really daunting, so, how's your mom doing? And what about your friends? Or are you seeing anyone right now? Oh, single, huh? That's kind of surprising. Don't tell anyone I told you this, but there were tons of girls like me who had crushes on you back in school. Some even my age. I don't know what it is, you're just very charming. But yeah, a few younger siblings of my friends used to like you, and I'm honestly really surprised to hear that you're not with anyone right now. You really are a catch. But anyway, I'm sure that's a weird thing to talk about with someone like me. I'm basically an old lady, right? I'm nearly 30. You don't think that's that old? Well, thank you. I've been told I look younger, but that's just because of my chubby cheeks. I should really slim down. But I'm just so lazy. I hate working out. Do you have like a sport or physical activity that you do regularly? Maybe if I had a friend, well, it would help me keep on track. Huh, that's a good idea. Well, you have my number. Anytime you're free, just let me know and I'll join you at the gym. I hope I'm not boring you, by the way. I know this is all typical small talk, so I don't mind having in-depth discussions about stuff too. I just figured better to break the ice with, you know? Because even though we've known each other all our lives, we kind of are strangers because we've never talked adult to adult on the same level. When I was babysitting you, it was mostly about keeping you happy, making sure you were fed properly and you weren't getting into trouble. And with me, sure, you asked me questions now and then, but it was mostly about just having fun. And playing Monopoly and Scrabble and stuff like that, it can be a great way to learn about someone, but when you're a kid versus a teenager, not as much, you know? So it feels really good to have this opportunity to actually know who you are as a person and to be able to show you who I am. Like, for instance, did you know that I really love to watch horror movies, but I have to watch them through my fingers sometimes? Because I like getting scared out of my wits, but at the same time, I get too scared to look at the screen. My friends always say that I'm just crazy for doing that. Like, why would I watch the horror movies in the first place if I can't even look? What about you? Tell me just some little trivia about yourself. I really wouldn't have imagined you were like that, but see, that's what this is all about. Getting to know each other properly. Oh, you know what hobby I got into recently? I've been cooking, like, properly. I'm sure you remember some of my kitchen disasters back when I was babysitting you. Like, really not an exaggeration to say I could burn water. But I did pop a mean bag of popcorn, right? Even if there were a few burned ones here and there. But anyway, like I was saying, I took out a few recipe books from the library and I've been keeping bookmarks on my computer of things that look cool, learning how to do meal prep like an adult, all that stuff. So, well, you know what? I'll have to make you dinner sometime. Tell me what you like, and I'll get good at it. You'll see. Think of it as an apology for all the times I subjected you to my cooking when I was in middle school, and high school, I guess. I didn't get much better even though I took home ec. Did I even pass home ec? Alright, that's enough embarrassing information. I'll have you know that I have other skills and talents and stuff like that. But first I want to hear more about you. Do you have a secret talent that I don't know about? Or perhaps a skill that you're surprisingly good at? Tell me all about it. Huh, that's kinda you. Don't worry about whatever that means. I'm just saying, it suits you. I'm getting a better idea for what kind of a person you are now. This has been a very enlightening experience. But yeah, I was going to tell you about my secret talents. As it turns out, I have a mean singing voice. No, I'm not going to do a demonstration now if that's what you're thinking. I have to warm up first and make sure that my throat's soothed and all that stuff. I wouldn't want to risk harming my vocal cords. I've been helping a friend of a friend who started a band recently, and now and then when they're writing songs, they'll ask for some backup vocals. So, yeah, they've had a few somewhat popular songs that I've been in. Not that I really make any money off of it, but still feels good that people like my voice. It used to just be me singing alone in the shower or while I was driving to school, but it's kind of cool that I get to sing in front of other people, though it can be super nerve-wracking. Every time I send a recording to my friend, I'm just so nervous. I think, what if they message me and say, "This is trash, do the whole thing again, completely differently, your voice is sounding awful," even if it's something I put my entire heart and soul into. Not that that's happened yet, but I guess that's just how it is when you're insecure like I am. If you did want to hear those songs, though, just let me know and I'll send you a link. Thanks, you're sweet. Do you play instruments or anything? It could be kind of neat if we had a bit of a jam session. But no pressure. I definitely know how hard it is to perform with an audience, especially someone that you care about the opinion of a lot. I would definitely be nervous singing in front of you. Huh? Yeah, I care about your opinion. I was always worried you thought of me as like a grandma when I was taking care of you. I just wanted to be, I don't know, your friend. And now that we're older... Never mind, one thing at a time. But I don't want you to think of me in a weird way. I just want to... I don't even know. I want to hang out. The way friends do. Just have a good time. Share our interests. You've always been a really kind and considerate person, so I'm really excited to see what you're like now. You know what one of my fondest memories is from taking care of you? One of the times that I was coming to your house for the evening, I'd had a really rotten day at school. I got yelled at by teachers, sent to the office, my lunch fell on the floor and I had nothing to eat. And I had a big argument with one of my friends. So, when I came by, I was miserable. And obviously I didn't want you to see that, but you could tell. So, you put on what you knew was my favorite song, even though you'd prefer to listen to something else, and told me not to worry about anything. You made dinner yourself. It was just instant macaroni and cheese, but it meant a lot to me. You clearly were paying attention and knew my emotional states pretty well. The fact that you put me ahead of yourself, even though you were younger and supposedly less mature, you really helped me out. It made me feel like I wasn't alone and that at least somebody cared about me. So, I've always considered you to be one of the nicest people I know. Your presence is kind of comforting, actually, as goofy as that sounds. So, I'm excited to spend more time with you. If that's not too weird, I mean. I'm glad you feel the same way. I think it'll be really cool to get close again. I always knew that there was some sort of connection between us that was different than with other people. Maybe it's because we kind of grew up together in a different way than others did. Like, I was always supposed to be almost a big sister figure, but at the same time, we were just friends. Maybe this will give you a chance to take care of me in return. That was a weird thing to say, but never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm just really happy we hung out today. So, thanks for coming by, really. And feel free to message me or call me if you need anything. I actually have your contact information set to override Do Not Disturb on my phone. Always did. Because you mean a lot to me. I want to be there for you. I hope that's not too much pressure. Alright, I'm done being sappy and weird. I'm just really happy to talk to you like this. And excited to spend more time learning about you. Thanks for always being so cool. I loved being your babysitter, but I think I'm gonna like being your ex-babysitter a whole lot more.